Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Could I get a roll tide inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys being here. Welcome to today's show. This is Thursday, March 13th. I hope that you are having an amazing week. As I have been saying this week, if you are spring breaking, I hope that you are enjoying your spring break. Let me know where you're watching from inside the comment box. Did you guys see this? Ryan Williams on the cover of EA Sports College Football 2026, right next to Jeremiah Smith. Ryan V. Williams, right? What's up, everybody? I appreciate you guys joining. Today on the show, we're going to talk a little bit about the cover. We're gonna spend some time talking about actually Ryan Williams' top plays from last season. I looked at this and then I went into a wormhole and I started looking at all his top plays from last year. You know what? He was like a human highlight reel from the jump, right? And then we're going to talk about a little bit about Kalen Russell. Got some a couple new photos of him. Post some questions to you guys. Hit on the NCAA basketball tournament, well, the SEC basketball tournament, Alabama in action tomorrow. And then also these storms that are coming in. Yo, if you are in the southeast area, please be careful, especially on Saturday. Yo, get your weather radio. Tune in to Ryan Hall, North Alabama Storm Chase, James Spann, all the GOATs on here. But I appreciate you guys being here. Kyle Anderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Let me give some shout-outs real quick. Larry Large, what's up, man? Max Tooney, Sean. Rich B, what's up? Patrick, Spencer, good morning to you. Bama Productions. I don't think we'll have a call in today. We had one yesterday. I had the phone lines open for like 30 minutes and nobody was hitting me up. So we'll do the phone in another time. Brandon Woods, what's up, man? Kimberly, good morning to you. Josh Johnson, what's up? Tonette up in the house. Anita, what's going on? Rich B, Rocket Town, man, what's up? Everybody else inside the undefeated. Hey, Kimberly, thank you for being a fan funder. Always support you. Yo, so these storms, okay? Have you seen this? Have you seen these storms? Amanda, what's up? Good morning to you. Herman, what's going on, man? Who lives in this area? I live right in Tuscaloosa. I think we're now at a 4 out of 5. Robert Bradley, what's up, man? Buenos dias to you too, man. Sounded a lot better. Oh, man, I am making so much progress, bro. 100%. Travis is coming to us from Charleston. I love Charleston. Charleston is so nice. Such good food. I need to go back to Charleston. I went to Charleston like, what? Man, it's been like 5 years. It might be was in 2019. But this storm and these storms, see, when I first moved here from New Mexico, we didn't have storms like this. So I developed like a storm anxiety. I'm serious. These storms are nothing to mess with. I do have a weather radio. Official Jackson, what's up, man? I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing a lot better. I feel a lot better. I was really sick. Happens. But I have the weather radio. But the problem with the weather radio is it's like it increases your anxiety sometimes, like when it just like goes off. And I get it. There's no subtle way about it. But if you have a weather radio, you know what I'm talking about, right? So a couple years ago, there was a really bad storm here in Tuscaloosa, something similar like this. And I think it was actually registered as like an EF1 tornado, and it hit kind of the area that I live in towards like the golf course out here. And the weather radio, for the most part, just kind of tells you, the atmospheric pressure and, the surrounding areas. If you have one, you know what I'm talking about. In this particular time, I promise you, I was with the kids and I was married at the time. We were in the bathroom in the center of my house, and the weather radio said a tornado is moving directly towards you. Like, take cover. It didn't give like it was the craziest thing I ever heard. And I was like, man, like the helpless feeling. And from what I understand, like being here now, these tornadoes are more like rain wrapped, which means they're invisible. It's like, what? So anyways, Storms look pretty gnarly. Definitely be safe. Yeah, and that was the other thing. Like moving here, every single Wednesday, the first Wednesday of the month, they have the sirens out here. It's such an eerie deal, right? If you're not used to it. Look at this. Look at this model. Like Tuscaloosa is like not far from this black dot, the epicenter of like the apocalypse. Man, I'm serious. Please be safe. Have a safe place to go, and don't forget about your pets too. My dogs like do not care about bad storms at all. It doesn't affect them. The two Frenchies, they're built like, little tanks. They literally don't care at all. Let everybody get checked in. Almost 92 up in the house. Robert, what's up, man? You're up in the West Alabama area too, man. Be safe, bro. Travis, I'll take you up on it, man. Charleston, you play golf? You play golf, I'm there. And who has a pond that I could go fishing at? Cause I live next to Lake Tuscaloosa out here. But unless you have like a boat or a bass boat, and I heard that's a tough lake to fish at anyways. But like down here in the South, it's about like ponds, right? Like if you have somebody who has a pond and they stock it with like bass, I want to do that. I haven't done that before. One thing that I have been doing now is the crawfish. Who crawfish is up in here? Every Saturday and Sunday, you can get them from Ingram Farms here in Tuscaloosa. That sounds good for the storms. What's up, everybody? Let everybody get checked in. Steven, what's up, man? Appreciate you. Yeah, you be safe in Fairhope, Amanda. Everybody up in this area. Yeah, I mean, look at this. These models are crazy. So I guess this is what it's supposed to be looking like, right? Day one is Thursday, which is today. So we're like marginal. We even had some thunder this morning. And then on Friday, it looks like it's going to get a little bit more enhanced. And then on Saturday, that's when things absolutely go crazy. Michael Coleman, what's up, man? Good morning to you. Spend some time talking about Ryan Williams here in a second. Daniel Adams, what's up, man? Hey, Griffin had multiple ponds with bass and brim. That's what's up. Yeah. Yeah, I need to check that out, man. Hit me up. Okay. You see this. I'm always talking about my love for the 49ers. Last night, before I crashed out for the NyQuil hit, you had Mac Jones going to the San Francisco 49ers. Yo, I like this. First of all, let's just put it out there. Mac Jones is the most underrated quarterback that ever played here at the University of Alabama, period. I'm sure I'm going to hear from a lot of people inside the comment box. Yo, say what you want. There's fake news. There's facts. There's reality. Go look up the stats of Mac Jones. That year in 2020, when nobody wanted him to start. It was like a prolific season. And I like the guy. He came in here and just absolutely balled out at like 240 pounds. He was eating all those cookies from his girlfriend, right? She was like baking them at night. I have no idea why they had him play at like 240 pounds here. I would like to get the inside story of that. But Mac Jones started out with New England, then down to Jacksonville, and now at San Francisco. For whatever reason, the 49ers do not often take players from Alabama. Hey, JJ, what's up, man? I appreciate you becoming a fan funder, bro. That's what's up. And everybody knows that Brock Purdy's the man, of course. But I'll tell you what, being a 49er fan, you're going to play because for whatever reason, all the 49ers players get hurt. That's just like a rite of passage. If you're a starter for the Niners, you are going to get hurt. So Mac Jones, at some point in time, will play. As much as I hate to say that Brock Purdy will probably get hurt, that's what will probably happen. Happens to every single 49er player. I like Mac Jones. Let's see what he can continue to do as he goes through his career. I still think that he has room to be a quarterback in the NFL. I don't think he's maxed out by any way, shape, or form. Plus, I like the kid. He always handled himself outstanding. If you follow April Moore on X, Twitter, that is Kalen Russell's mother. She has some wonderful things to say about Alabama, and she posts some really good updates, okay? Kalen Russell, while he's on spring break, and most of these guys, everybody's putting in work, right? Here's some updated photos of Kalen Russell putting in the work during spring break. Love to see it. A couple of things that stand out to me from these photos is just his body type. Like when people talk about who does he compare to, and we often talk about this, and I bring it up frequently because he doesn't compare to any of the other quarterbacks that Alabama's had within the last 5 to 6 seasons, right? And one thing that definitely stands out to me from the picture on the right is the size of his legs. Okay? Things stand out to me. He looks much bigger. Will you give me feedback inside the comment box? Does he look bigger just from this photo on the right? He looks like he's filling out more, right? Would you agree with that? As soon as I saw this photo, I was like, oh, I'm going to bring it to the Undefeated so we could talk about it because he looks bigger. Is there any rush to play freshmen? Not really, but freshmen play when they're ready to play. And I bring this photo to your attention because, he looks ready. And if he's mature, like I've heard he is, and he has the playmaking ability like we heard that he has, and as we've seen he has, Ryan Grubb talks about the vision that he has. He looks great. And I love that quick little zip that he has. Hey, Argo, inside the comment box, I agree. It does look like he's probably put, I would say, over 20 pounds. And I think initially in the report that Charlie Potter of On3 had, he had put on like 17 pounds. It's probably more, and maybe by the season starts, maybe it'd be 25, because he came in light. There was no like secret about it. And 6'4". He looks big. And he has playmaking ability like all these other quarterbacks as well. So I like this photo from the jump. Hey, D, Bama Swag, what's up? Oh, I like that avatar. I like that username too. And he'll fill out more on top, but, I think overall, this is a photo that just kind of stood out to me. I wanted to bring it to you guys. So April Moore is his mother, and you could follow her on X. She posts some really good updates. She had a really good quote. I'm sure you saw it a couple weeks ago, talking about like just very high praise for the University of Alabama and how they have conducted everything for their family, like first class all the way. Hey, Casey, I appreciate it, bro. Demetrius Smith, man. They did say he put on 17 pounds. Hey, Josh Johnson in with the super chat, man. That's what's up. Yeah, you come back on the rewatch, man. Or who knows, maybe I'll post up tonight. I thought about going live last night, but I still wasn't I wasn't feeling up to par. But I'm feeling much better today. So thank you for you guys for checking on me. Here's the updated look at the SEC basketball tournament. Again, appreciate the super chat, man. That's what's up. Second round is today. On the bottom, you have Oklahoma taking on Kentucky. That game's tonight at 8:30 Central Time. The winner will play Alabama on Friday night at 8:30 Central Time. I'm just happy for this team just to have a couple days to rest, right? Oh, Daniel, it wasn't hantavirus, bro. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't fun. Especially for somebody who, is super active and has a ton on their plate like everybody else in the world. I would imagine Alabama plays Kentucky, which will be another crazy game. And then after that, probably Florida and hopefully Auburn. So we'll have something to really chew on Sunday. All right. So as you saw on X last night, I think it was Hayes Fawcett who's, breaks the most. Either he breaks the most news or Pete Nakos. I mean, those guys are like young news-breaking monsters. If On3 doesn't buy ESPN, those guys are the most talented guys to come up in a while. Hayes Fawcett posted this photo. I don't think this is going to be like the final cover of the deluxe copy. It looks like they need to touch it up a little bit. But as you can see, Ryan Williams right next to Jeremiah Smith, 2 and 4 at the front of your screen for the new cover of the video game for the 2026 version. 2026 version will drop this year. That's how they do these things. I thought Ryan Williams has looked bigger as well. Now, next to Jeremiah Smith, my goodness. That just shows you how big and the physical specimen that Jeremiah Smith is. Not to say that one's better than the other. I think that Jeremiah Smith just had better opportunities and a better quarterback, right? Plus, he played more games. The guy was an absolute giant in college football. He was the best wide receiver in college football at the end of the season. Ryan Williams, right? Probably number 2. And that could change this year, right? So then I was looking at this photo, and I was like, man, kind of just like rewinding. I got into a wormhole as you usually do, look at one photo, you bring up something. That's what happens to me. So then I started going through Ryan Williams highlights. So I'd like some feedback here. What were your top Ryan Williams plays, okay? And the first one that stands out to me was, I was thinking about it. I was like, my goodness, if you rewind back to this last season, the very first touchdown that this guy scored, it was like writing, like a book was written about this dude, right? He scores on an 84-yard touchdown. So this is when Milroe was really hitting on the deep ball and when the deep ball was working for Alabama. But as you can see down here, right, he beats his man in coverage. Safety is taken over by Jeremy Bernard right here. And Ryan Williams catches it around the 40-yard mark, and he runs for an 84-yard touchdown. Right? That was like that's what like set the stage for everything. Now, on this very next play, one of the things that I'd love to see Alabama do even more this year under Ryan Grubb, and I really hope that this is a main part of the equation, is these little underneath routes for Ryan Williams. Okay, so in this particular situation, you have Jalen Milroe right here, right? And what Ryan Williams is going to do from the line of scrimmage, he's going to do like an 8-yard and sit. This was against South Florida, right? And it's a 1st and 10. So Ryan Williams is going to sit about right here. He's going to catch the football, and then he's going to make the corner and the safety in the continuation of the play miss because of his after the catch ability. You need to get to the football as many times as possible underneath this 10-yard, 15-yard radius. Is the deep ball going to be there? 100%, right? Because of his takeoff speed. But you don't want a safety to keep cheating on that. And a good way to do that is just to really get the football to this guy underneath 10 yards, okay? So this turned into it was a 46-yard touchdown that he did, okay? The deep ball, remember this, it was against Wisconsin. Jalen Milroe threw a really nice football in between two defenders, and he catches the touchdown, okay? Now, when you talk about comparisons with Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith, or you start talking about, comparing these wide receivers, one of the areas that Ryan Williams sets himself apart is the fact that he has this acrobatic ability to adjust to the football better than anybody else that we've seen in quite some time. Some of the plays, you can't even explain them. I've never seen, some of the plays like this. You see maybe like once during the season, even at the NFL level. What this guy did a couple times this last year was phenomenal. Plays of the year. Now, this first juggling catch that he had was when he put Malachi Starks of Georgia on skates, and he comes back and he's able to bobble, keep concentration of the football, locate it, bring it in to secure a gigantic reception for Alabama, right? Now, the next play was against Georgia. Now, this is probably we've all watched decades of football, right? I've never seen a play like this before. And if you put all the parameters in this following play, and let's just take it for what it was, Alabama was down 34-33. The guy comes in and catches this pass, has the ability mentally to adjust to the football, put the guys on skates, had them collide into each other, looked back at them, ran the rest of the way into the end zone, hit him with the dirty bird, right, Georgia. Like, that play was one of the best plays that I've ever seen in my entire life. Daniel points out that he had a couple drops. He did, for sure. And the drops were kind of later in the season. He got off to such a hot start at the beginning of the season, but I do think kind of towards the back end, as Jalen Milroe tapered out, so did he, right? Todd, what's up, man? But like this play and the instinctual ability that he has, if we're like rating players on like 1 to 100, the instinctual play of him is 100. There's no denying that. Never seen anything like that before. To like so much going on at that point in time. If you guys remember this play against Vanderbilt, remember this play? He goes up and he catches this pass. Does he get tackled here? Well, you have two defenders right here. You have this guy and this guy. This guy's just marveling at the catch that he made. Here's the coach looking at this catch as well. When his feet touch the ground, he continues to run for another long touchdown. Like these plays were crazy. I just was looking at these this morning. Another area that I would like to see Ryan Williams used is more creative packages just to get him the football. I thought this was a really good call against Vanderbilt again, right? You're down. That's God. I can't believe they're down 40-28 to Vanderbilt. LB8, what's up, man? Appreciate you. Deontay Lawson will be back in the fall. Okay. Right now you have Nakai Hill-Green and Justin Jefferson as those linebackers in the springtime, but Deontay Lawson expected to be 100% by the fall. Appreciate you stopping by, bro. That's what's up. But you have Ryan Williams right here. And I would like to see, and I did like to see that. I love this call. Who didn't? But what you have here is you have him on the outside, and you have him coming up on this side, and he runs it in for an easy score, right? Brandon Woods inside the comment box. I agree Kyle Milroe would throw behind Ryan a lot. Yeah, and you kind of look to the game against Tennessee. I mean, he got targeted, 20 times? But a lot of the times that he was targeted, the ball just wasn't delivered to where he could catch the football. All right, a lot going on here. Let me break this down. The other thing that I want to say and emphasize about Ryan Williams, and the reason we're talking a lot about Ryan Williams, he's on the show or he's on the cover of NCAA football. But one of the things that I wanted to emphasize about him is I do think he's put on more weight. He's probably 185, 190, whatever it is. But the guy is tough. I saw him get hit hard against Tennessee, against South Carolina, like take some really big hits, and he popped back up. All right, so on this particular play, let's start down here. You have a trips right, and you have a tight end up here. This is Josh Cuevas. This is running back one. This is quarterback one. Here's your offensive line. But in this particular situation, you have 3 wide receivers out to the right. So you have Ryan Williams down here, right, circled. You have Jeremy Bernard right here on the line of scrimmage, and then you have Kendrick Law. So what they did is they floated Law underneath, and you had Ryan Williams right here come up and sit in a slant route right here. He's not sitting, but he's running, and Milroe's able to connect with him. I don't know why. Maybe it was because limitations with the quarterback, but this seems like deadly. And this is what Alabama did years ago when they had like the true wideouts. Because the more times that you get him, as I continue to say, underneath right here, right, on slants, even this route right here, I feel that his after the catch ability is the most dangerous in college football. So figure out a way to do that. And then what I would imagine is you probably have like Isaiah Horton right here running up top to create a mismatch up here if they want to go deep. But I did like this setup right here. It did turn into a first down for Alabama football, right? Another against Mercer, right, in the first quarter later on in the season, they used Ryan Williams in a motion from a slot position, and he was able – do you remember these plays, right? He was able to get here. He scored on this play. This was a touchdown. From what, like 30 yards out on a run? I like that because you have to be able to get your playmakers the football, period. So however you're able to do that, and whatever Ryan Grubb is going to be able to do with Ryan Williams, I'm excited for it. But all the wide receivers, I mean, you look at all the wide receivers for Alabama that they have such an arsenal of guys, to go through, to run through, and to utilize those guys. Who do you think will be, I appreciate it, Max. Who do you think will be wide receiver number 4? When you look to Alabama's offense, and let's just say that this is a wide receiver up top, right? You could split him out if you wanted to. Josh Cuevas up here. Who do you think will be wide receiver number 4? Daniel wants Lazier in the slot. LB8 inside the comment box says this. Yeah, I feel like Ryan Williams also has that yards after catch ability, just like a senior Devontae Smith, and he was just a freshman. I also like his loyalty, man. Yeah, the Ryan Williams is 1,000,000% Alabama. There's like no denying that. So I just asked, who's number 4 wide receiver? And the feedback so far is Daniel Adams is saying Lazier. Marcus is saying either Jalen Hell or Lazier Brooks. Hell. Cole Adams. And I bring that up because I'm like, we haven't really talked about Bach, right? I mean, LBA just brings it up. What about Jalen Mbakwe? We haven't really heard too much about Jalen Mbakwe. We saw him catch a couple of passes from Kalen Russell, but other than that, keep in mind these guys have been out on practice 3 days, and then they went on a long spring break. But maybe that's something that we're watching as we go into the second week of spring football. Is like how does this team plan to use Jalen Mbakwe? Let's drop some questions real quick. How Bach? Because there's a lot of wide receivers that they need to keep fed, right? Guys want the ball. You can keep guys fresh, but you can't take like Ryan Williams off the field. You can't take Jeremy Bernard off the field. Isaiah Horton did come here to catch 10 passes. I don't know. I don't know who will be wide receiver number 4. I know Lazier Brooks is like probably the hottest name to talk about right now, and what he's been able to, showcase in some of these short clips. He seems like he's the guy. But Like, I'm not going to count out Jalen Hell at all. Rico Scott, man, he's ultra talented. Jalen Mbakwe, I mean, he didn't move over to just sit on the bench, right? How do you guys think that Alabama will utilize Jalen Mbakwe? You think he'll see the field much this year? You think he'll play defense? Where's he going to play defense? It's a really tough, it's difficult to think about, like, trying to get Bach on the field, because at the defensive side, look, Mustard's already balling out for, like, the reserve corner position behind Zabian and Damani Jackson. Shoot, who knows? Maybe Dejon has what it takes to be, like, the absolute guy here at corner. I don't know. Cam Calhoun looks like he's close to locking up that Husky position. Maybe, I think it was Jay Kelly that said Draker Patch Jr. is getting some reps there. Safety spot looks locked. I haven't seen, right? Maybe special teams. Maybe he's like kick returner, punt returner. I don't know. AL.com has an article today talking about Jackson Lloyd at that tackle position. What are some other questions that we have? So the first one that I have is, how will Alabama use Jalen Mbakwe? So we'll just put Bach. What other questions do you have that you're like watching going into the second week of practice? Yeah, Will Fetty, what's up, man? Yeah, Cam Calhoun is like doing a fantastic job. They've also put in Bray Hubbard, I think, a couple times at Husky. Right now is a experimentation, right? I would imagine that Bray is safety, but I think they're trying out guys there. But it seems like Cam Calhoun might be that favorite. LBA is asking how we feel about Kendrick Law leaving. Guys come in and guys go out, and this is the new world of college football, and that's why, you talk about loyalty and you want to value loyalty. Robert Bradley, what's up, man? But, look, Kendrick Law, I don't know how many more touches he'll get at Kentucky. I think he's a fine wide receiver. I thought that Kendrick Law would really pop off this last year. But, number one, he didn't get a lot of opportunities. And then in some of the opportunities that he did have, I felt that as though he didn't maximize those opportunities. So, best of luck to him. I think he's an amazing athlete. I still think he has a high ceiling. We'll see him in the NFL. I think because of his size and his, speed, power, he has what you want. But there's better wide receivers here. Ryan Williams was one of them. Jeremy Bernard was another one. Cole Adams, who would have thought that he would have turned into one of the top, wide receivers as well. That's another guy we're not talking about. Robert Bradley, inside the comment box, with some fresh information from his alma mater, says Bo Scarborough just got hired on a high school relations at West Alabama. Also hired OJ and Blake Sims. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Good to see Bo Scarborough linking up with Scott Cochran. Yeah, he's just been – that's an amazing strategy, right, to build up, right, the name of West Alabama, just load it up, because Scott Cochran's a gigantic name, but now you're bringing in former Alabama football players. That's going to help when in their recruiting, right? I love it, man. Thanks for bringing that here, bro. MM says, who's the starting cornerback? Only question, man. We'll know week one. Yeah, I think that the quarterback situation, if I had to answer right now, like I was doing like a national show or something like that, I would say is Ty Simpson walks out as a starter against Florida State. And that's not throwing shade at like Austin Mack or Kalen Russell, but I really feel that they're going to give Ty an opportunity to be the starting quarterback. And I think that he has the talent to be the starter here. He has the weapons to be here. And I think that this year, Coach Kalen DeBoer will quickly make transitions if a guy isn't doing their job. I think if a guy is struggling, I think Kalen DeBoer will go in. And I think, because that's on Ryan Grubb as well. Ryan Grubb coming in. Ryan Grubb, this offense, a lot of pressure on the offense and a lot of pressure at the quarterback position. So if Ty Simpson's not doing the job, Ryan Grubb's got to make the call too. He's got to talk to Kalen and be like, yo, like, we both see that this isn't how we want the offense to operate. Let's give another quarterback an opportunity. And I think he'll do that fast this year. And you know, look, I think there is some loyalty that does get rewarded. But let's not forget, Ty's a good quarterback. Former 5-star as well. A lot of athleticism, has a very live arm. Just hasn't seen the field much. But again, I want the best player to play. And if Kalen Russell comes in by August and, like, you can't, take him off the field, then let him start. I don't want him to start on the road against Florida State, but I want the best guy to be the quarterback for the job. Sam Anderson inside the comment box says, I think DeBoer will be more comfortable with Grubb making personnel decisions. I like that. Yeah, I totally co-sign on that. Herman says, how many points per game? I would imagine a lot, right? I think this team will score a ton of points. The only question, another question I have, and we just don't see a lot of it, do I have a reason to be concerned about the special teams? Am I like the only one out there that has a little bit of concern about the special teams? Because you have a new kicker, a new snapper, you have a new punter. I don't know. Larry Large says 45 points a game. I think one of the better sound bites, too, from this spring has been listening to Ryan Grubb saying that he wants to be aggressive, right? As soon as he said that, I was like, oh, man. I was like, love that. Yeah, let's be aggressive on offense. Max Tooney says, special teams, holder snapper, place kicker, language issues. Will Fetty says, let's hope the running game, too, because don't forget, Milroe was our leading running back. He was. He ran for the most yards last year. Like, that's fact. So, let me ask you this. Do you think that Alabama will have a 1,000-yard running back? Do you think that Alabama will have a 1,000-yard running back? I don't know. I don't think so. Clearly, they'll run for more than 1,000 yards. I think it'll be more of a running back by committee. But I don't think they'll have like a featured back. I think Jam Miller could be a featured back. But I don't think that they will have a featured back. I think it'll be a running back by committee. And look, I'm not mad at that. Larry Large, you do? Let me ask you this. Do you think Alabama will have a quarterback that throws for 3,000 yards this season? I asked those questions. I put the marks at 3,000 and 1,000 because Alabama hasn't had a quarterback do that in the last 3 seasons. Throw for 3,000, and they haven't had a 1,000-yard running back in 3 seasons. Crazy to think about, but it's true. I like watching these guys go through routes. There's Rico Scott. Here's Josh Cuevas. I don't know. See, that's the thing. So Will Fetty inside the comment box says, don't forget Grubbs was one of the worst offensive coordinators when it came to running the football. So that's what people think because they didn't run the football at Seattle. Those are factual numbers. He was one of the lowest in the NFL. But Seattle's offensive line was terrible. The running backs weren't it or were banged up. And if you go back to the previous years, he ran the football quite a bit, or at least had more of a run approach, like a 60-40 when he was at Washington, because he did have a 1,000-yard running back at Washington in 2023. But that is the misconception. It's something that we have talked about 100%. Checkmate, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. Daniel points out that the offensive line was horrible. And they did run the ball. I'm serious. Go back and watch. Like 2023 Washington, man, they ran the football. They threw the football a million times, too. I think Michael Penix had like 500 attempts. We've heard good things about this young man right here. Let's pause this real quick and run that back. So 13 right here. Look how well he moves. Chops his feet, comes out, turns his hips, goes up, high point. That young man is Ivan Taylor. When I was watching the film, too, I was like, damn, who is that? I had to go back. And I'm still learning the jerseys just like you and stuff like that. But this is Ivan Taylor. Remember his pops, Ike Taylor, played in the league. I like what he brings to the table right here. Heard good things about him. You know, he's a freshman that comes in at that safety spot, high-level safety. And I think when you look at the future of Alabama's secondary, right, like after Bray Hubbard exits out and Keon Sabb, you start kind of looking at the depth chart. What guys are rising up, who's there. I'm excited about Zay Mincy. Think about this, just the future. Zay Mincy, Draker Patrick, and Ivan Taylor. Like, those are some names to really be fond about. Dejon Lee at the corner spot, right? Chuck McDonald. Chuck McDonald's not here yet. Notate that. Hey, LB8, man, welcome to the comment box, man. You've been active today. That's what's up. Number 4, I've pointed out this several times, too. This footage, obviously, courtesy of the University of Alabama, but behind Richard Young, who's right there, number 9. Look at this guy. Man, right? But coming up here, here's Kalen Russell. Here's Nick Sheridan right here. This big man, this is 240 pounds of Daniel Hill. Look at that. This guy's like, oh my God, I'm glad I don't have to tackle him. Here's AK. This guy, this poor coach right here, right? And I look, man, that looked good right there. Woof. Hold on, let's go back and run that real quick. Let me ask you this. Who do you think is running back number 3? Who do you think's running back number 3? AJ Cole, appreciate the blessings, bro. Look at that. All right, so who's running back number 3 on this team? Jan Miller, Richard Young, then who? Who's running back 3? Don't forget about Jalen Washington. Daniel Hill, AK Deer. What's up, Andrew? Who you guys got as running back 3? Will has Daniel Hill. I don't know. I might go with Hill. No one's talking about Kevin Riley. That's like the one name that people haven't talked about. Larry Large has the transfer, Jalen Washington. Oh, Ruben, I read that quickly. I thought you were saying hi. I was like, what's up, Ruben? But Ruben is saying Hill. Show 44 is saying Hill. Okay. Jason is saying Dre is running back number 3. That running back room is fantastic. Next year, even when you look to the running backs next year, what? Because Richard Young will be gone, Jam Miller will be gone. I think Draylon will be out of eligibility. So then you look to Daniel Hill, A.K. Deere, Kevin Riley, right? Probably obviously take a running back or 2 in this class. And I would imagine that the cold summer or whatever for recruiting heats up in the summertime. I'm not really worried about recruiting right now at all. I'm not, trying to figure out what teenagers are going to do at this point in time. No. Until they sign paperwork, that's when I'm like tuned in. That's a tough job trying to track down what teenagers are going to decide in March. Credit to those who are able to do that. That's Show 44 is asking, does Alabama lose a running back in the spring? What do you guys think? I think so. I think a running back will transfer out. If I had to answer, yeah, I'd say. Hey, Robert, what's up, man? From Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, in Hagerstown, Maryland. That's what's up, man. Hey, Robert, man. Well, welcome back, bro. Ron G, 72, what's up? Marcus says inside the comment box, what's wild is after 1 week of practice, some other podcasters and sports writers have already predicted Kalen Russell to start. Well, I haven't really seen that. I think there's clearly reason to be excited about Kalen, as we've spoke about. I don't think there's any real reason to, rush the quarterback race right now. We probably haven't talked enough about Ty on the show, to be honest. But I am a fan of Ty. But I don't think there's any rush to settle who's going to be the quarterback right now. I think it's important that you just continue to acclimate Kalen as much as possible with the first team, second team, with Ryan Grubb, and make sure that they're all on the same page, right? Moving forward, making progress. Same thing with Ty and with Austin Mack. Bama haters up in the comment box. Let's see what Bama hater has to say. Bama says Bama will be 9-3 at best, 8-4 worst. Why do you get so excited over running back room in a pass-heavy offense, having a rebound season without an experienced quarterback? Yeah, I mean, there's no lie on that. I mean, the quarterback room has zero experience. I mean, Ty's played in some games. The running back room, I think we're excited about the running back room just because of the talents that is there and what Grubb was able to do at Washington with a 1,000-yard running back. But I don't think there'll be a 1,000-yard running back this year. That's just my take. Byron says Grubb will run the ball. He knows you have to open it up. Yeah. I co-sign on that. But we were pointing out, if you missed it early on the show, Kalen right here looks thicker. Even his legs down, he looks like he's been putting on weight. Oh, yeah. And then Bama Hater said 8-4. The schedule is definitely more challenging. And people have the feedback that I got on that post that I did. The schedule is pretty much the same. But I think what makes it more challenging is the road games. Even the first game's tough. On the road against Florida State, I don't care. I think that's a tough game. They didn't play well on the road at all last year. Besides what, Wisconsin? I don't want that to be something that is like associated with this team or Coach Kalen DeBoer now, as this team doesn't play well on the road. But the first game of the year with a quarterback that hasn't started before, going against Florida State, playing in their Super Bowl, trying to resurrect their program, right? That has all the makings for like a game that you do not want to, get down early in. Florida State is going to play that's their Super Bowl. You imagine beating Florida State last year, 10-2, program almost went to Division I AA, and you get an opportunity to resurrect your program playing Alabama. And as I said yesterday, I had a video yesterday, and I asked, people got upset about it. I was like, do people fear Alabama anymore? Like they used to. And some people were, it caused a lot of feedback. But I promise you that Florida State feels that they can go toe-to-toe with Bama. I don't think Florida State is – I think they're probably licking their chops about having Bama come to town. And Gus Malzahn, he's their new offensive coordinator. They'll be – now, talent-wise, I think if you line up the two teams side by side, I think Alabama – I mean, I'm surprised that Alabama – what are they – like a 7.5-point favorite right now? Oh, I think talent-wise, top to bottom, Alabama is a far superior team than Florida State. I don't even think it's close, bro. But I think a lot of people will take Florida State. But they'll find out. If this team puts it together, no, Alabama will take it to them. I just think it's going to be a challenging game. Gus Malzahn, and they have a new quarterback. They have new wide receivers. Daniel says that he's heard some crazy rumors about Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones. All right. What's up, Eli Pond? Ooh, I like those black jerseys that that Florida State has. Those are tight. I like those. All right, I've been on for 52 minutes, so I'll kind of do open mic. Whatever you guys want to talk about, just throw it on the board. Doesn't matter. Throw it on the board. We'll talk about it. Pamela, what's up? Appreciate you being here. No, I was pumped up about that. The 49ers never take people from Alabama. That's why I'm so glad that they did. And I love, I thought Mac was originally going to go to the 49ers. They should have taken Mac Jones. Action Jackson, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Oh, Miami has the All Blacks too. I like teams that have a variety of jerseys. I just don't want that coming to Alabama. I can't see Alabama in an all black jersey, or these white helmets. I don't want to see it. I want to see the 49ers, or I want to see the 49ers win a Super Bowl. I want to see Alabama in the same jerseys forever. It's just, it's too iconic of a program. They don't need to do that to up their views, to up their brand, right? I'm a huge 49er fan. Yeah. My son and I, we try to watch as many games on Sunday at Buffalo Wild Wings, depending on the time frame of the game. The Buffalo Wild Wings here in Tuscaloosa, they redid everything. It's much better. The seats are nicer. But yeah, I roll with the 49ers. I also play fantasy football too. So I'm in a league with it's a 12-team league. It's a super flex. So you get 2 quarterbacks. It's tough. I missed the playoffs. I came in 9th out of 8 teams. It's terrible. Still pissed about it. Kimberly likes the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens getting Derrick Henry was like almost unfair. Bama Hater wants to know my prediction of Miami's schedule. We could look at it. You want to look at Miami's schedule? I haven't even looked at Miami's schedule, so I'm gonna just do this from the hip. Miami Hurricanes football schedule 2025. Let's see. I like doing this. I like looking at schedules. I could do this all the time. All right, let's see. Miami schedule in 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Notre Dame versus Miami. First game they lost. So 0-0. Second game, Bethune and Cookman upset. 0-2. South Florida upset. 0-3. Florida, Billy Napier shutout. 0-4. Mike Norvell, Florida State, lose again. 0-5. This is Miami's. Louisville, 7 overtimes. 0-6. Go against the Cardinals. Tie. 0-6-1. Lose to SMU. 0-6-1. Syracuse. 14 overtimes. 0-8-1. North Carolina State. Tie. 0-8-2. At Virginia Tech. Tie. 0-8-3. At Pitt. Loss. 0-9-3. 0-9-3. I'm just messing with you, man. But I do think that, you know what? Like, I think Miami does have a tough schedule for them. Seriously. I think they'll lose to Notre Dame. And South Florida usually punches above their belt. They'll win. Florida, that's a rivalry game. I don't know. Florida State, another rivalry game. Louisville, they played them tough last year. They'll beat Stanford. SMU, I don't know. That's a playoff team, right? They got their quarterback back. Syracuse. Who did Syracuse get as their quarterback? Virginia Tech. They'll win. They'll beat NC State. They'll beat Virginia Tech, I think. I don't know, man. This is a hard schedule for you guys. Bam Hater says, don't quit your day job. Like 2024, Miami's will be better than the Tides. Hopefully, Bama won't have 3 L's. I don't know. This schedule looks tough for Miami. All right, show 44. Take it easy, bro. Colby says, don't call SMU a playoff team. And they were. Wasn't that crazy, Colby? Remember when we were all like sitting on our hands and needles? Hands and needles. What? Waiting for the playoffs. And SMU made it. That was like gut wrenching. Oh my God. Carson Beck, your new quarterback at Miami. All right. Well, thanks for rocking with me, fam. I appreciate you guys. That was fun. I appreciate you guys all inside the comment box. From Kimberly to Herman to Eli Pond to Bama Hater, Show 44, Larry Large, Pamela, Robert, who's back in the mix, Colby, Kevin, glad you're healthy, bro. Everybody else in Undefeated, Hey, Jowan, what's up, man? I appreciate you. No doubt, man. No doubt, Batman hater. It's all good, bro. Be safe on Friday, but particularly Saturday. Listen to people that you trust with the weather. Get yourself a weather radio. Enjoy life. Be good people. Be thankful for your health. Be thankful for your family. Go support all the other great content creators, please. They do an amazing job. I hope you have a very beautiful day. Thanks for watching my show. Thanks for continuing to support me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this fine Thursday, March 13th. Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. See you, fam. Love you guys.